How to import a mesh. Open the menu Editor and select Import Asset, or press Ctrl T. Navigate to the mesh asset. Prefer GLTF files, they work best, though FBX files usually work as well. You now see the import dialog. Here you can select as what kind of assets the input file should be imported. As you can see, GLTF and FBX files can be imported in several different ways, depending on whether it is supposed to be static or animated, and whether you want to use it as a physics collision mesh or not. For this tutorial we only want to import it as a static mesh, so select No Import for all other options, then click Import. Finally, close the Asset Import dialog. If all goes well, all materials and textures are automatically imported as well, and after a short while of processing the mesh shows up. Inspect the mesh for any problems. With this mesh, the lighting seems to be incorrect. Also, we notice that it doesn't use backface culling. Click on the Material slot button and select Open Asset. This opens the material for the mesh in a separate document. Looking over the material properties, we can see that two-sided is enabled, which we don't want, so deselect it. Also, it uses an ORM texture, which stands for Occlusion Roughness Metalness. But the file that it references is actually called rough, so it should probably go into the roughness texture slot up here. To validate our assumption, click on the ORM texture slot and open it. As you can see, the texture only uses the red channel. The green and the blue channel are completely empty. To save space, we should therefore change the channel mapping mode to red single input. Save the texture and switch back to the material. Cut and paste the faulty texture reference from ORM to roughness. Also enable Use Roughness and disable Use ORM texture. This is already much better. Save the material and switch back to the mesh. The mesh looks much better, but the bust isn't looking down the positive x-axis, as you can see from the red arrow on the floor. In Easy it is a convention that the front of a mesh is pointing towards positive x. We can fix this by enabling Flip Forward Deer. Save the mesh asset document. After a moment the mesh shows up as desired and can be put into a scene. Switch to a scene document. From the asset browser, drag and drop your mesh into your scene. And that's it.